Good evening. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening as we're sitting here on Monday, the 10th of June, 2024. Well, today was the big developer conference for Apple. I was pretty excited with it, to be honest. I think that you're looking at really taking AI another level. I don't know how much Apple can actually deliver at the very beginning. You know, it's like everything else. You have to have a starting point. But try to imagine on your phone you can do all these cool features. And what they have that nobody else has that I've seen is it's going to be able to integrate with their Apple other products. In other words, their PCs, their iPads, everything of that nature. That is exciting for a lot of people. Then they're going to address some of the things we all go through with putting files. Where do you put them? How do you write letters and so on? All in there. So was I excited by it? Frankly, yeah. You know, I don't expect they're going to deliver like crazy. I think they're smart to monetize it. I think they're saying from the 15 phone on, these features will be able to work as they unload them. And from the 14 back, what do they want you to do? Well, they want you to upgrade to a 15 phone. What's wrong with that? That's called the monetization, and that gets you wanting to do something. Now, it'll be the first reviews that either get people excited or not, so we'll see just what those do. And of course, the developers will get them, and we'll all see that before even that comes out. So be exciting. Eli Lilly, they got a conditional approval from the FDA for their Alzheimer drug. I find that very exciting because it's for the early stage onslaught of it. And as it comes on, if you can catch it early enough, how many people will that help? We'll find out more as time goes on, but this is the first real breakthrough. I've been hearing about that, and I like what I'm seeing. All right. So as we look at the markets today, they came back up. So what's going on? This is the quiet period, as I want to call it, right in front of the all-important CPI on Wednesday morning, followed up later in the day as we get the Fed coming out with whatever they're going to say, but everybody then will turn to the dot plot. I frankly think the CPI is going to take center stage, because if it's not a good number, no matter what they talk on the others, you keep pushing further back, I think, when you can get a rate cut, and if you need a rate cut. There's two parts to that story. Okay, how much are we slowing down becomes one of those parts. As for the market, nothing seems to stop it. It keeps coming back up at you. You can see NVIDIA, they tried to drop it early on today. Remember, this was the 10-for-1 split day. It held right in there. Amazon comes back up nicely. Now, Apple, I would have assumed would have been down after all the news. Let me see if I've even got it here. I thought I did. I don't see where I've exactly put it. All right, but I know that it did slip back here on that. We'll talk about that. But, you know, this is buy the rumor, sell the news, and that's how I always look at those events, and that's pretty much what it was. It's had a heck of a run up in front of this developer conference, so that makes sense. One of the stocks that we picked up for Friday was SMCI. Now, remember, if you write me during the week and I decide to pick up your stock from you on a Friday, what I will do is I will give you a free gift. And typically it's a subscription to something of that nature. So I gave mine away already, and I appreciate the help from John. In any case, you can see what the market has done right here. You're flipping down. Anything with AI is trying to find, if you will, a way to make money on AI. And you can see this market slipped all the way back. It's looking for its footing. If you don't get under today's lows, you're having an outside day up, it'd be a good sign that this is now broken the downtrend that it's had, and the next zone that it should attack, I think, is 842, the 18-day average, to 839.68, which is the 100-day average. So I can see that bounce occurring up to that level. When we take a look at Bollinger Bands, you only got down to it back here, and that really stopped the whole break. From there, you had a bounce, but you basically formed your lows, and now you're trying to get a bounce. I didn't say an uptrend. I said a bounce. I don't see a trend at this point. I think you just left the downtrend, and you are oversold in the market. When we take a look at our friend PDBC that I covered a week ago, again, the 100-day average in the Bollinger Band, as I talked to, could be where the market wants to find some footing. But like SMCI, I'm seeing resistance at two moving averages, in this case, the 1410, 1411, the 200-day average, and the 18. So a bounce, maybe the end of a bear break in the market, but I don't know it's the beginning of anything. In Tesla, well, this is the week where we find out what's going to happen for Mr. Musk. Is he going to get his pay package? Everything I'm reading says no. But until the votes are in, you don't know where you're at. People are giving, it's too much money, and what other executive makes that kind of money? At the end of the day, it's a car company, blah, blah. Well, I don't know that that is the case or not. I don't know if you'll keep Musk's attention in this or not. I love his idea of turning Tesla into the robo-taxi of the world. I think that is ultra cool. But we'll see what happens. I did not think just getting a car company going was ever his dream, but we'll see. And we'll see what you think about it as voters in the stock. Lower highs, lower lows, under the 18-day average, trend down, resistance now, back up at 179.73, which also ties in with the 100-day average, which will be down a little bit tomorrow, probably right into that general zone. So we know where the resistance is. Does the market fall back to 171 or lower if the vote goes against his pay? In Freeport, well, you're trying to get a bounce off the Bollinger Band is all you can say. These markets, the metal markets, fell apart off the jobs data. Get another set of strong CPI numbers, and I'm not saying you will. I'm saying if you did, that wouldn't weigh very well on the metals either. I mean, it's the strong dollar, continually higher interest rates, that weighs on the dollar. In the gas fund, you can see how the market's picked up here. When we, down here, started turning back up, I said you might be getting finally a bounce. You saw that really happening in the futures where you lost some embedded readings, and that was the important part. I think you'll get to this 18-day average and fight a battle right through here. Now, do remember, President Biden has the ability, as said, he's releasing 1 million barrels of gasoline. That's 42 million gallons that he can do on the East Coast primarily. You'd have to ship it out to other areas. There's about 900,000 barrels, I believe, over there. So we'll see what happens in it. And that would pretty well deplete the reserves if he does it. I don't know that he can or should. I today was writing about where we're at in gasoline. You're around $3.40 a gallon. At the beginning of the year, you were around, I think it was 306, right in that general area. So got to keep your eye on what regular prices are. You're still higher than where you were at the beginning of the year. It feels like not, but you are. Higher lows, higher highs into the resistance in the financial services of the 18-day average. But I say to you, if you get a settlement over 41.71, the trend will turn up. You'll be over the 18-day average. You'll have higher lows, higher highs, and you open the door up then for getting back to the 42.49 level. You could get the same type of play in a number of these markets. XLI is in a downtrend. The market has been drifting sideways, not doing too much. It's still in an oversold condition. I think a market's oversold when you get either one of the slow stochastic readings under 29. Now remember, my stochastic readings are different than yours. I modify my formula. I did this many years ago when George Linn, who developed this, was around, and I showed him what I had done after years of working with him. This didn't just happen. George, I have an idea. I had him on my old TV shows called Stocks, Options, and Futures many, many times. And I like how it worked out. It's pretty interesting. In any case, you're still oversold. Resistance, the 18-day average, close over 123.57, and you'll probably get people saying, the market's ready to turn back up. So be ready for that. Rivian. I think Rivian has got a potential low that it's made here at the $8 level. I am not screaming go out and buy it here at the 100-day average in the Bollinger Band. Please understand that. That's not what I am saying. What I am saying is I think the worst is past this stock at this point in time, but it's got to produce. If it doesn't produce, nothing good is going to happen. They've switched their plants. They're not going to build in Georgia. That other plant, they saved a fortune in that. They're getting money from the state of Illinois as they put in another assembly line in Normal, Illinois, in their plant there. They've got everything right going for them, and they've got some new models that are going to be less expensive by a lot. They've got to get them out. In the home builders, okay, you know what they're doing. They're fighting this interest rate scenario. They're going to bounce around here as you get into the CPI and then the FOMC statement and the press conference. After that, we'll see how the market wants to respond. Energy sector, it's trying to find its support here. Now, the Saudis have walked back their statement. They've softened it. They're not guaranteeing that if the conditions are weak, that they're going to still flood the market with more of the gas of crude oil, if you will. So be careful with that. We're also seeing in the Mideast today that apparently the Central Command said 2 more ships were struck. They didn't say where, but I'm assuming it's the Red Sea. And we saw that the UN Security Council passed a vote 14 with 1 abstention, Russia, to approve the deal that President Biden has brought out for Israel-Hamas peace. Keep in the back of your mind, Israel claims that is not the deal they were presented. I don't know if that's true or not. Hamas says that they will not agree to any deal that isn't a permanent ceasefire and withdrawal of Israeli troops. And from everything I've read, that isn't what was presented by Biden even. I don't know where reality is and what they're dealing with. But the fact that world pressure keeps coming is what we all want to see. But we do see 274 people killed to get 4 hostages. On the other hand, the other side is those people were kept in homes. I mean, how could you say that they're not in regular homes in the middle of populated areas where everybody knows they're there? I believe that. Number 2, why is Hamas putting them there? Because they wanted 200 people killed. When you look at GLD, higher high, lower low, market coming down right here, silver market. It had a big-time break, as you can see. I don't know if you have enough power here to get to 26.35. Expect a battleground if you get back up towards $28 in this market. In the copper market, the trend is still down. No sign yet that the market wants to bounce. In TLT, well, I think you know what you're dealing with here. You're dealing with a Fed that's higher for longer, potentially. We'll see. The dot plot, not what's said, is going to be everything, I believe, when you see the Fed statement, and obviously CPI is going to play a big role in it as it comes out before that. Fed's in the 2-day meeting already. Dollar rallied smartly off the jobs data. You can see what it did. But over the Bollinger Band in front of these reports, that's where I think the pros are taking money off the table. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're taking money off the table here on this big break in the euro. What's really hurt the euro are the elections. And if you saw the results of them, it caused France to call a snap election. Germany's ruling party has lost control. The far right, not centrist, the far right has been gaining the seats, and this is definitely a change. And immigration, a big issue behind it all. Last, you put it all together, you try to come up with a game plan. I can tell you what you have tomorrow. You have the National Federation of Independent Business. They're going to come out with their May business optimism. You got Redbook Group coming out with the U.S. retail sales data. You have the first day of the FOMC meeting culminating on Wednesday at 1 o'clock with the statement, followed by a press conference. You got API numbers coming out tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 as well. So you put it all together, you got to figure out what do you do, and you want to get news about it. And we offer all that. If you go to our free offers on our website, iraepstein.com, free offers, can't make it any clearer. You can also move your cursor up here at any point. What you're going to see is all this is there for you to choose from. Different indicators, market research from us. You can sign up for our newsletters. We cover all this in a monster way for you, and you're going to want to be on top of everything this week. You want to look at seasonal studies, we can put you together with the more research. So to get all this and more, just go to iraepstein.com, free offers. That's the way to do it. You'll put in your name, your email address and all, and we get it out to you. I'm Ira. I will talk to you all in my other updates right after this one, or if you've watched this at the end of them. Either way, I'll catch up with you all Tuesday morning. Take care.